reality is, the more risk you take, the luckier you get. So people need to learn to take one big risk a day. Every day take a risk and build up that risk muscle, because risk is where success comes.
Risk must be taken for the greatest. Hazard in life is to risk nothing.
Take the biggest fucking risks of your entire life right now. Remember, you have time.
I think that most people, the reason that they lack success in their life is that they lack the courage to make the decisions that need to be made to put them in the position that they want to be in.
You can get so scared, and you can be so easily lulled into the idea that good is good enough, that feeling safe and comfortable is what you should always be looking for. That way of thinking, in your 20s in particular, dead fucking wrong. I want you to start to create this mindset of taking risks and going big.
Yeah, good old Mel Robbins, huh? Just a little bit of that every day. Just a little bit of that every day. Keep you motivated, keep it going, keep trucking along. Things are getting a little heated right now on a global scale when it comes to war in the Middle East, right? They got money for wars, but they can't feed the poor. Tupac, man, way ahead of his time. Welcome, happy Taco Tuesday to everybody out there. Taco Tuesday. Man, you know what? It's Taco Tuesday. We got to hit him with your boy. Man, maybe he lost it too, so he can get more of a chug going. You know what I mean? Because if you try to chug a beer with all your teeth, it ain't gonna flow right. You got a few, missing from the front. That way you get that nice stream in there. Just chug it real quick. Welcome, guys. If you're over on Kick, follow me. If you're not on Kick, in the description of YouTube is the link to the Kick stream. You got to sign up for Kick. Then you follow me. And if you want to subscribe over there, you can subscribe. There's a difference between following and subscribing. I'm working on myself over there. I'm expanding. All right, forget about it. Easy, Fugazi. On X. Come on, how many of there are you right now? 13 on YouTube, 6 on X. If the 6 of you on X can do me a big favor, go over there on Twitter, aka X, aka Freedom of Speech platform, down the like button and retweet it. Got a like button over there, believe it or not. Show some love. Get the algorithm going. All right, let them know Thomas G is live. I don't know who else live streams every day on PulseChain. Is there anybody else who live streams as much as me? I don't know. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I'm not aware. Anyways. And if you're on YouTube, come on, guys, subscribe, post notifications. You know the drill. Drop a comment. And always remember, I'm not a financial advisor. I am for damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. Don't ever allow a social media influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency, because you could get wrecked, you could lose it all. All right, now that we got that out of the way. Oh my God, you know what's so funny? The thumbnail. It's supposed to be me. Hey man, I wish I had my hair slicked to the side like that. I don't grow like that no more. Who's here? Westside Ian. What up? Jerry 14, what's good? Glad to have you here. So let's take a look at what's going on. I was a little late to coming to the stream. All right. If we take a look here, Bitcoin is 104,000. I'll tell you why I was late. Bitcoin, $104,451. It's down $2,413 today. Bitcoin took a big hit. So when Bitcoin takes a hit, everything follows, man. The alpha male takes the hit. Everything else kind of just starts to tank as well. Interesting thing too, when it comes to PulseChain, being like the leverage on ETH. It's interesting because even though ETH, yesterday, $2,700, anything it's done that, PulseChain does like these quick gains and it gets sold into. Even prior to Ethereum going back down, PulseChain starts to dip. You guys notice that? Like, I don't know if it's like it's going to be a direct gnarly leverage of Pulse. Like if ETH goes to, let's say 5,000, how high will PulseChain actually go, considering the fact that people sell into these pumps like every time? I saw a joke out there too. Somebody said Rackham's wife keeps on selling on us, because rumor has it people were saying, "Oh, Rackham's dumping, right?" And he addressed it. He's like, "No, I in my divorce, or I guess he got divorced, something like that, and she got half his PulseChain and has been selling at certain points." I don't know. I could never verify that, nor do I care to, right? But real quick, Ethereum, $2,509. Looks like it's going to dip below 2,500 coming up here soon. Did see it go back to 2,000. That's in the cards, man. All right. PulseChain 4 zeros and a 3. PulseDex 4 zeros and a 255. Ink $1.62. Hex 2 zeros and 587. I had a guy reach out to me earlier today, and he's like, "Bro," he's literally, speaking of that, before we move on, the sponsor of R2R Live, who's sponsoring the channel this week and the next coming weeks, shout out to Dexfi. Head over to dexfi.com/bonds, where you can mint your NFT on Base with Ethereum and get into their treasury bonds. By just holding your NFT, you'll earn passive income in the form of USDC. Right now, the APR is sitting at 102.68%. There's been 3,314 total bonds minted. Current fund value $724,972. Listen, during times like this, and you want to just kick back and chill, this earns USDC. It's just stress-free. All right? Stress-free. Now, let's take a look here. What was I going to say before that? There's something I was going to say before that. Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about the price of Ethereum, when it goes up and what PulseChain does. There always seems to be these sell-offs, right? But when ETH definitely dumps, PulseChain gets like super hyperactive as far as people selling off. So there were some big wallets today that were dumping, right? Sounding a lot of Pulse. And it's interesting because somebody reached out to me today and they're like, "Bro, the last top that we had, right, where EHEX went to 2 zeros and a 3, Pulse and PulseX was pumping, PHEX was pumping, the ecosystem was pumping, right? Not too long ago. And I was like, hey, I'm selling this top. Like, I ain't got no shame, because I told you I believe that heading into late June, it was gonna get spicy. There was gonna be a very, very sour taste in our mouth. Volatility, things were gonna get rough in the markets. Yes, I did get hit with rocks. Yes, people were trolling me, name calling me stupid, you name it, and that's okay. But somebody messaged me earlier and he goes, "Dude, like, I owe you." Like, homie's trying to literally send me a mortgage payment worth of a donation. I was like, "Bro, just relax, And because he told me about the significant amount of money he had in profits buying the dip that I talked about previously. And then when it topped out, I was like, "Bro, I'm selling because I know we're going to get another touch of the bottom again coming in June, or it's going to dip hard." and he sold, and now he has all this money on the sidelines that he made previously from buying those dips, selling the top now, and now has more money to wait for this dip and get back in. A double dip in profits. And he's like, dude, you're the only one who kept it real. You're the only one who told me, right? And I'll show you how far back we go. Who, I guess you could say I didn't tell him in private or anything. I've been saying this on my streams. Straight up. But, you know, we saw this action here. We go back even back here in May. This is where I was telling people, hey, May, right? It's looking good. Everybody here was acting like when May hit, guys, let me show you. When May hit this top, or it was working its way from here to here, everyone was acting like we were going to go straight to there. And then once we hit there, we were going to break and continue going on. That's when I saw people charting, right? I was like, nah, bro, nah. They're like, we skipped the May and pray. Like, F you. Like, May and pray went down, Thomas. I was like, okay, cool. It's all right, man. The beginning of the month, you know, we went in and we started in a dip and we rose to the occasion. But I said, going into the summer, you watch. So a lot of you followed that path and did your research and learned, like, hey, I don't want to be here tooting my own horn and like bragging, but like I told you so. So like there are a lot of people that approach me. They're saying I saved them a lot of money, and that's a good thing because there's other ecosystems that you can be in as well within PulseChain and be down. You know, when you risk it for the biscuit, there's going to be hell to pay when the markets are turning the other direction other than going up, right? And we feel that right now, even with the core tokens, and it's all right. I just know that Max Payne is in the process. It's going to be a lot easier said than done to deal with it, but I expected it. And you guys have all seen me come on camera every day of the week, 4 months and weeks now, to talk about this moment and how it was going to be a big moment in your life, in my life. So what you do with that information, it really is driven by everything that's going on out there right now that we'll be talking about and what we're going to discuss. Right. The reason why I was late to pop in here, I was looking at this headline on TV in the living room. All right. I talked about war escalating and, you know, I always talk about these certain things. I don't know why people get so pissed off at me too. They're like, now, like, what are you thinking now about like war and like the global economy? And hey, man, I know how human beings think because I'm a human being and I think a lot like you guys and like the average Joe. And it's clear to me when I was talking about this just a few days back last week about this, I thought it was going to escalate and turn into a pretty big event that was going to fall into my timeline of having a rough into June and things sliding along into July and pulling back up, heading into, you know, August, where we can get some clear skies, some consistency as far as green candles, and get out of the pump and dump fear environment, pretty much. But here's the fear right now: the U.S. getting involved with this war that's going on between Israel and Iran, right? So Trump's demanding unconditional surrender in a warning to Iran. He let them all know about, you know, getting out of Tehran yesterday. Like, everybody evacuate. Like, it was a fair warning to get the hell out of there before something happens. Okay? So that saved a lot of people's lives if there was something that's going to really happen and take place. However, what's about to escalate from here is like right at the finish line. Like, we're about to find out any moment now that we are going to be in war or interfering or getting involved, however you want to put it. I just saw on CNN how they're weighing in how they should get involved in this conflict. And I'm going, oh man, okay. Goes back to my timeline. You know, like this is the stuff that you can't make this up. It's like a movie or a script that you get ahead of time. And they're like, okay, well, in this part of the movie, this is going to happen. Like, I've been laying it out in the timeline as far as what was going to happen up until this point. I didn't know what was going to cause it, but it's almost like everything was set in stone for something to take place. I don't know why it works out that way. The shakeout is real. I know, man. R2R, did you see Eric Trump? They're launching a phone company and a phone if you Google Trump phone. Oh my God. I miss the days of Ember Coin. And oh my gosh, bro. Dr. Pulse. You are an OG. If you remember me back during Ember and B3. When I got into Ember Coin, I remember being so excited when I made 45 bucks in one day. 45 bucks. And then it started growing. It was like $100, $300. By the time I got into B3, I was having $10,000 a day stake payouts. And I was cashing it out, bro. That would like change my life because all I knew was I buy these tokens on Cryptopia. There are something that people refer to as shitcoins, and they're staking. I found out about staking with Ember, how to download it to your wallet, and then there was Pivx and all that. And I got paid, and that's when Bitcoin was like, I don't know. I'm making $10K a day off of B3. Bitcoin probably was, I don't know, $5,000 at the time. I forget. I remember months later, it peaked at 20. You're an OG if you remember that. That's crazy. If somebody's been following me for that long, I don't remember what year it was. I've been doing YouTube for a long time. I had a much larger following, like 30,000 plus subscribers. I've seen it all, man. Crazy. I would kill for that. None of that exists anymore. Surprise. But anyways, let's see. The Middle East is throwing a wrench in Trump's economic plan. Yeah, man. Stock slide of Trump calls for unconditional surrender from Iran. Come here, guys. Don't believe everything you read, but this will prepare you for the max pain that's coming. The moment we find out, because on CNN, I'm on TV, and they're saying that they're thinking about deploying soldiers. All right. The moment we get involved on that level, like sending troops on foot, you're going to see the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum take hard. But it would be what I would imagine temporary, right? I don't think it's going to drop and then we're in a bear market forever. It keeps going down. I think it's going to take hard. ETH might go home way below $2,000. Bitcoin will dip hard below 100K. And then the dip will happen and it'll come and go. I don't know how long. I would give it volatility is going to at least last until early July. And I've been saying that one for a while. Let's go see who's getting wrecked right now, though. The damn centralized exchanges, man, I swear. Why do people put their money on these damn things? To gamble, to get that leverage. Ladies, liquor, and leverage. So let's see, $512 million liquidations in 24 hours. In favor of longs getting liquidated. That's $435.35 million of longs liquidated in the past 24 hours. Number one guy taking your money, Bybit, $149.5 million. Second in line, Binance, $130.14, and Gate. Beating all these other ones. These are like small fish, huh? CoinX, $4.6 million. What a small player. Still making a lot of fees. Insanity. These whales are selling so hard, but it's good for the chain. Oh, PulseChain? Yeah, I mean, everything needs a cleanse. The thing that's not good for the chain is people believe that this is the treasury, right? So imagine, let's take any founder of a chain. Let's take Vitalik. Vitalik created Ethereum, right? Cool. Blockchain, smart contracts, everyone gets it. People are in. All right. Let's say Vitalik had some side money, some dry powder on the side from his actual ICO that you can visually see on chain. And he he bought an average price of, let's say, the $3,700 a pop Ethereum. And it was down $213 million. That would be a big deal and a big black eye for him. And it's a big deal for PulseChain, but there's not a whole lot of people here. The people who are here have the very poor sentiment and are in complete extraction mode right now because they look at this treasury as the heart of the pump that they are praying that's going to happen. I don't really think there's many people on here on PulseChain who can begin the sentence of PulseChain will pump when, and then complete that without Richard Hart being a part of that sentence. Mostly 90% of people on PulseChain think Richard is going to pump our bags. Pulse will pump and go beyond sacrifice when Richard Hart does this. Richard's so smart. He has so much money. You think Richard would be posting and not have a plan for PulseChain? So we've gone pretty far with that one. I think we've stretched it out kind of like a melted cheese as far as you can go. Simple fact is you saw him pump Hex, right? That's a single token and it had very low liquidity. Even after the extraction of people that were providing liquidity on PulseX for PulseChain tokens, and that now is much less and a lower amount of liquidity. It's way lower compared to where it was because of the cut of the rates of the emissions for ink, which forced people to leave from yielding because they don't earn squat now. Even in that environment, an entire ecosystem is going to take a whole lot more money to pump in comparison to just when it was Hex. But you got to remember, Hex was in an environment of Ethereum. It hadn't exploded yet. DeFi hadn't blown up yet. Uniswap was a itty bitty baby. So Hex grew up with the expanding explosion of DeFi being born. Hex was born when DeFi was born, right around the same time it became popular. Hex made Uniswap popular. Uniswap blew up. DeFi was popping. It was a big time. Now that it's been around for a while, there's a lot of other chains and there's a whole lot of DeFi that's come and go, has sustained and not sustained, locked, rug pulls, Luna, all kinds of different things, right? It's a much more saturated market and it's been less exciting as time has gone on. So think of it that way, where now we've seen everything. Like we've seen all the technologies of the layer 1s, layer 2s, we've seen a lot of it. If PulseChain had been launched in December of 2019 like Hex, then this would, 14,000x, However, market caps are much bigger. Opportunity is out there. There's a lot of technology, a lot of competition. And although it has low liquidity, low market cap, and everything you can pray or ask for, right now, we are living in suspense as we watch these numbers here. And it's very difficult to onboard. So onboarding right now is like, the definition of onboarding right now is basically money that's circulating that you're hoping that other people that are Hex maxis convert from just buying Hex and PulseX in the cores and buy these altcoins to help pump the bags, because there's nothing offsetting them not joining you, right? They're not yet fully, can't beat them, join them. The Johnny Chaoses are not out there talking about altcoins and buying them, right? They're not embracing the chain and a blockchain and what it's truly meant for is users. So with that being said, it makes it very hard to bring in new money when you can't get the money that's there to buy what has been built and designed on the chain after 2 years. Very difficult situation. I'm doing my part. I'm streaming. I'm talking about it. It's interesting. I had 75,000 days with V3, and my highest V3 day was $175,000. Those were fun days. Wow. Yeah, I don't know if you used to follow me then, but that's crazy. Wow. That is insane. $175,000 day. Man. Anyways, let's take a look at, one of the core tokens. The core token, right? EHEX. This is where it all stemmed from. This is where everything, the heart of the ecosystem, the first of its kind, Richard Heart's first baby is EHEX. You can't just forget about EHEX and just think that we're going to go on to the core tokens, because PHEX is literally a P copy. And outside of PHEX, practically all the PRC20 copies, with the exception of PDAI and PWrap Bitcoin, have failed. The world's largest airdrop didn't bring any of those users over to provide liquidity. I think it's a clear understanding that failed, so Richard Heart pivoted, went down the meme coin frenzy of giving people that option with Pump Tires. But I think Pump Tires came 1 year too late, 1 entire year too late, because meme tokens, especially like on Base, Tron, they're popping off end of 2023, early 2024. So that was 1 year too late to flip on his ethos and make that pivot, but at least it happened, and now it's here. That's all you can ask for, right? I mean, yeah. But EHEX down 7.62% in 24-hour time frame. And you made a good trade if you listened to me back in May, where you were like 2 zeros and a 3. I'll be back. Bye. I'll buy you later. Right back where I bought you. Maybe even a little less. And that was like one of my favorite moves there in this time. Wow. Look at OGWEBCHEF token, remember? Tough pills to swallow, but like, you're not alone. I mean, well, if we take a look here, by no surprise, I bet they're like, look at surprise, up today, everything's down. When you see that tweet, I have nothing against your mom token, but when you see that tweet, that is meant to make you feel like, man, like, let me sell my whatever it is I have because we're down and this isn't down, and let me buy it. It's interesting how that will flip, right? When everything starts coming back up, these bag holders are going to sell and get back in the pulse. You buy everything as a leverage, right? You don't buy your pulse, use your pulse to buy your mom or any other token to bring home more of that token. You want to bring home more pulse. And that's the teeter-totter between the game we play in a big PvP environment. So yeah, your mom is a very good marketing opportunity for them. And I haven't seen it on Twitter, but I can imagine, because I've been in this space a long time. Your mom is going up today, and then all the bullish post, while everything is down, you sell for a loss your EHEX, your pulse, whatever it may be, and you consolidate whatever you need to, liquidate whatever you need to at a loss, or maybe you break even, you go into your mom and you buy the top and it dips the next day and pulse goes back up, and you're like, I can't win, right? Because there will be times. I've been in tokens where they're going real high, and the rest of the market's going down. And then the following week, you're like, I'm a loser again. But you got to remember, the token you ultimately want more of is Pulse. Because you buy this shit token or this altcoin, you want to convert that to Pulse, get more Pulse back, have a much higher value in Pulse USD value, exit that to USDC, send it back to ETH, and make it real, make it a reality in real life in your bank account. That's why we do this. Don't forget, You might feel like you're at the poker table where it's just like chips and you don't really respect the money that you're betting, and you don't walk away because you don't feel it as if you would if you had cash money on the table. It wouldn't be so easy to drop $20, $30 bets if you had to count out all the ones or the 10s and the 20s. You got these chips that feel meaningless, and it's kind of cool to throw them out there. Same thing with digital assets. You can't smell, feel, or touch them, so it feels less risky almost until you really identify, like, no, this is real money. Let me get that. Let me make that money and get out, right? Flexman is still holding it. I route tripped it, baby. Let's go. I'm all right with that. But Chef wants to start cooking. He'll start cooking. But I mean, right now, nothing that's happening is surprising me. And you shouldn't be surprised either if you follow me all the time and you watch me, because I've been saying it. And if you're holding any altcoin on PulseChain, what do you think is going to happen when Pulse is down? That's going to take a beating. So it comes with the territory. We knew we were going to be here. We knew we came and we got conquered by design. So you either went stable or you held. Those are your two options. Go stable because you knew, or a hold because it doesn't bother you. Other than that, no crying in the casino, right? No crying in the casino. Oh, man. Let's see what other breaking news, because we're moments away, guys, whether it's an hour or a day. We're about to find out what's going to happen in this world when it comes to war. It seems to me that all hell has yet to break out, and it will cause more panic, more fear, more uncertainty, more doubt. It's all part of it's just destiny, right? Here we go. 4 minutes ago, investors brace for Fed signal on 2025 rate cuts. The Fed is expected to hold rates steady Wednesday, but investors are eager for hints about what comes next. Another big day tomorrow. Suspense. People dying, people crying. War. Volatility. Feds. Riots. Protests. And that's just the calm before the storm. If you needed a reason to believe when I said that we were going to be in this situation right around this time, it's been there. It's always in the news. You just got to keep up to date. That's why we look at this stuff, right? That's why we give these types of articles and events the time of day to understand. Okay, I may not believe the media. I may not care what they say, but I want to understand the fear that people are going to feel that's going to cause a dip that I can capitalize on and, sell my positions if I want, hold them, or buy dips. So you have everything firing up right now, everything that you would possibly need to base your decisions off of, to make better decisions by understanding the type of fear, the type of events that are coming. Think about it. Adapt. Tomorrow, the Feds are going to make an announcement. Things are going to start to shake up. They've been shaking up. In the mix of that, right? The U.S., the day before, the night before, an hour before tomorrow in the Feds, an hour after, can say, you know what? Trump can throw out a tweet. We're going to put a stop to this. Maybe there's a ceasefire. A whole lot. But even when none of this is going on, they're always throwing something at us. Elon Musk fighting with Trump. Right? Oh, man. You name it. The world's weird. The world is weird, man. I mean, I was thinking about it the other day. The person that tried to assassinate Trump over there in Pennsylvania? We know nothing. They don't even talk about it. Isn't that weird? It's just like the story fell off the face of the earth. But then there's other things like this assassination with this a politician recently of some sort, and we know more about that person than we do. That assassinate the person who tried to assassinate Trump in the past. What is it? We're going on a year ago almost since it happened. It happened last July, I believe. And then that meme token came out. It's been a crazy year. Crazy year. Let's go back to PulseChain. X 2 5s and a 5, 2 zeros and a 5 5, 5 5. 2 zeros and a 5 5 5 5 almost. It's at 2 zeros and a 5 5 8 7. Get to 2 zeros and a 5 5 5 5. And I'll buy more just cause. I'll buy more just cause. Man, these are buying opportunities. They get better too. Get better. Oh man, I'm looking at something on let me see this article. What? Jamie Dimon, what do you got going on? Let me see. Is that for today? JP Morgan moves further into crypto with stablecoin-like token, JPMD. It's launching an alternative to a stable token called JPMD. I don't know if that's good or bad. I don't like it. It's going to launch it on Coinbase. Public blockchain base. That means a whole lot of money can come to base. And before we end the stream, speaking of base, shout out to this week's sponsor, Dexfi. Go to dexfi.com/bonds. Home of the JP Morgan stable token over on Coinbase's public blockchain, right? DeFi.com/bonds. Mint an NFT with Ethereum. APR 102.63%. Get a piece of the action by holding an NFT and earn passive income in a stable token. Don't forget to pound the like button. Till next time. Yeah, dog.
I wake up in the morning, telegram in hand, on to our community, the coolest in the land. Cheese cream drops a joke, got me laughing loud. Then I start to scroll down through the daily crowd. Who's the OG prince, lighting up the zone? Is it Dama Beast or Sav on the throne? Or maybe it's Friday, Flexmas is here. Time to throw some gains and flex without fear. I toss out some questions, looking for the signs. Inside fix is ready, dropping out for lines. I keep on reading, can't look away. Those spicy emojis make my whole day. Then someone yells exit, get off PulseChain. But I ride the waves through pleasure and pain. I live in a limbo of hope and despair, but we're all in this boat and I'm proud to be there. Yeah, I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game. I might end up wrecked, burned by the flame, but I'm with the best crew in this wild DeFi game.